Evening all, welcome back to some more Game of Thrones nonsense. Right. What's happened? Let me just explain what's happened. I have been, I guess, treated very badly by the Riverlands. The River Lords themselves look down upon the Longschlong, and quite frankly, they fear the Longschlong, and they denied me Driftmark Castle. So I decided to do a very naughty thing, and I basically just told them to go swivel. And I've now taken 3 keeps along the shores of the Blackwater Bay. And we'll show them in just a moment. And what's happening now is everybody is now coming to, quote, deal with me. This uppity lord. I didn't know they knew me, actually. But anyway, they're coming to deal with me. And what we're seeing here is the Riverlands, the North, the Vale. They're all descending upon this new king, the 6th king, the king of Blackwater Bay, I guess. And yeah, they don't like me very much. So that's kind of what's going on. Now, it's going well. We've managed to take 3 whole castles in one town, all under the pretense of my my new kingdom called the Darkstar. Now, I forgot, obviously, there was actually a character called the Darkstar, as it's something Dane the Darkstar. Anyway, who cares? So we can rename it, it's all right. It's not like we've had all the letterheads done for the stationery yet, so we can change it. And my merry band of knights is the only thing keeping me in a kingdom. These knights are amazing, and to be honest with you, this is pretty much the nuclear weapons of the game. Look at that, no casualties. Yeah. Now, the North seem to be really angry at me, and I don't know why. But there we go. So you look, everything in red is mine. So we've taken Stone Dance. No, I've never heard of it either. We've taken Sharp Point. No, I've never heard of it either. And we took Driftmark Castle. No, I've never heard of that either. And you see all those 3 fiefdoms in red, each of them having a village. That's mine. My little kingdom right there. And it's proving, let's say, challenging to to keep it all under my control, which is not good. And here we go, Lord Edmure Tully. He's the one who actually slighted me, so he's actually come himself to deal with me. He's brought his 233 knights to quote, take me down. It's not going to work. Now let's talk about Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is absolutely brilliant at the moment, and if you're not watching it, then you're missing out, because it is rather good. To be honest, it's all gone completely upside down, left, right, up, down. So I'm not going to spoil anything of it. All I can say is, oh yes, it's good. And it is a beauty to see this kind of good telly coming through. I remember so long ago, you never got telly anywhere near as good as this. I guess it's just because, films have a very limited period on them. When you think of all the stuff that's done for, the millions of hours that have probably been done for Star Trek, well, not millions, but, could be potentially millions of hours of footage for Star Trek and supporting Star Trek, etc. Then you compare that to Star Wars. Star Wars only ever was 9 films, or when we're talking about 6 films, that's soon to be 9. And that's it. That's all really they ever did. They did a few cartoon series, they did a few kind of spin-offs, but the reality was it was just a film. So that whole mystique and mythos around the Star Wars universe and lore was actually born of just literally 6 films. Whereas I think now people are realizing that Game of Thrones is a good example here of such a deep intellectual property. I mean, the books alone are huge, and there's so much detail in them, and there's so many characters and so many stories, and so much kind of injustice as well, that they would never be able to do it justice in a film ever. So this is why I think it's interesting that TV certainly seems to be becoming the new way of telling a proper story and really growing an intellectual property. And you look at Mad Men. I don't know if you watch Mad Men. I like Mad Men because that is pretty much it's interesting to me because that's supposed to be set in the 60s and 70s. It feels like that today, bro. And it's interesting to me because I think a lot of people I work with, obviously, were born into that era. I'm young compared to them, and they all approach things very differently to me. So TV just seems to be such a great way to tell a story now. All the stuff they've done with Walking Dead as well is just so good. There we go. Look, I think as it stands, this is going well. My little breakaway kingdom is looking pretty good. The next step for me is all I'm doing at the moment is just defending all 3 keeps because I'm recruiting troops like crazy. And once I've got like 300 or 400 troops between each keep, I'm going to assign a lord to that keep and give him an army to then go. And that means I then have control over 3 armies, each of which could be 400, 500, 600 men. So that's the plan. That's looking, I can't wait for this. I think this is going to make life very interesting indeed. But again, look at all the different kingdoms, the different factions. Oh my God, there's just so many of them. But I'm quite keen. Look at that, Dragonstone is the next target for me. But my God, it's heavily defended. So I really do need to build up my my dudes, because to be honest, I'm never going to do this. With just me and my 140 knights, which you probably could do it, but would lose them all. So that's always the difficulty of this. Plus, look at my stuff's getting looted as well. Anyway, fast forward. So the Vale currently hold King's Landing. I don't know why. I think the Vale in this particular realm are quite strong. They're not sitting in their keep with some mad woman who breastfeeds her kid, kind of telling him to just chill back and not leave the Vale. But in this particular instance, they seem to be out taking everything at the moment. So it's them and the Riverlands, to be honest. The Lannisters have all but been destroyed. Yay for some, yay not for some. The North are doing quite well as well, and the Ironborn are doing quite well. So to be honest, it's only really the Lannisters that got stomped into the floor, and Dragonstone to a degree. Renly and the Stormlands are doing quite good, but we'll have to see how we deal with them. And I'm buying a new weapon here. This is all something from a bit of a thought that I had, which was I need warhammers, and generally anything that crushes through a block is incredibly useful. So I'm going to keep my eye out for a really decent warhammer, but at the moment the Morning Star will do, because they're quite good. They do crash kind of through blocks, but and by blocks I mean people using shields to block the shot. It's very annoying when you're in the middle of a battle. So I was thinking of maybe these heavy great axes, might use one of them, but we'll see. But it's very annoying in a battle when some git manages to defend and block against your blow, and then you're kind of staggered for a second. So it's very annoying. There we go. So we'll try our trusty Morning Star in a bit. And we're getting rid of the bow as well and putting our shield back on. The bow is no good. It's crap. It's not bad. It's not bad. So there we go. The map's looking a bit kind of one-sided at the moment. To progress out of Blackwater Bay is going to be difficult, and I don't think there's going to be a very easy method to do this at all. I think, as you can see, so I mean, Rosby possibly could be taken if the Lord left it, but with 400 men there, it's just a bit too much. I can usually probably take double what I am, because my knights will kill twice what they lose, if that makes sense. But it's all a bit risky. So I think, Duskendale as well. I did take that previously for the Riverlands, so it's annoying to think that I can't really come back and take it now. But I would say this is one of the beauties of the game, is you can't just steamroll over everything, even with this massive decent band of very good knights, as you see here. I was just going to fast forward into showing you the Morning Star. This is me now getting the Morning Star and then twatting people over the head with it. Look at that. Woo, bash. Twat. Smack. I do like it. No, it's not great. It's funny because I don't think all of the weapons transferred across with this patch. So you don't have the warhammers. Now in Mountain Blade Warband proper, you do actually have lances and war hammers, and these things are huge, and they just, if you got the strength to use them, they just smash through any block, and then you'll just literally, each swing just smashes a guy to the floor and kills him. So I wanted to be a bit like Robert Baratheon before he became a fat bastard, and just be phenomenally powerful. But as you can see, so good. This game is a really good sandbox. I think it's fantastic. It's got to be like £2 or £3 on Steam now. It's Mountain Blade Warband. Make sure you buy Warband. And there's just so much here, and it's just it's just such a good combat engine. And the mod that I've got running here is the Game of Thrones Clash of Kings, it's called, and it's just so good. Because it really is just a historical representation of of the Game of Thrones world, really. And there's the map. There's also Easteros in here, but I haven't even looked at that yet. We'll conquer that once we've got Westeros under our control. But there we go. It's looking good. Our kingship is holding. We need more lords to kind of come across to our banner, but at the moment, more lords are needed. But I think at the moment, I would say we're holding. So join us next time and let's see if our kingdom manages to flourish. Hope you enjoyed that. See you soon.